Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, and it's just a ludicrous idea today, in a puzzle called Windoku by Shintaro, Fushida-Hardy and Michael Lefkowitz. These are 4x4 Sudokus that sort of overlap. So I think the idea... So if you look at this bottom right grid, you can sort of see through it as into these cells of the red grid. And I think the idea is that that cell has the value of its value in the red Sudoku plus its value in the blue Sudoku on top. And then this continues. So the green Sudoku then sits on the blue Sudoku. And the white Sudoku sits on the green Sudoku. You can sort of see through into the underneaths of the grid. So I suppose it's a bit three-dimensional. And apparently a straightforward puzzle, 2 stars out of 5 for difficulty. Although yesterday's puzzle by Tallcat was also 2 stars, and I disputed that vehemently because, I mean, it was a wonderful, wonderful puzzle, but I think if you weren't familiar with certain theories about Sudoku geometry, you could have been on a desert island and never solved it. But anyway, this one apparently is straightforward and an introduction to 3D Sudoku, and I'm very much looking forward to trying it, which I will do, and I will read you the rules, of course, in a moment or two's time. Now, I've got a few things to mention before that. I've got lots of birthdays to do today. I've also... I wanted to get your opinion on a couple of things. We've had loads of requests for a new, for me to attempt a new IcyFruit puzzle that's come out, which I am happy to do, or happy to attempt. IcyFruit's puzzles are absolutely monstrous in my experience, but I don't know when I will have a chance to go. Lots of you have asked me to have a go at that. I don't know when I'm going to have a chance because I'm going to need an incredibly long, uninterrupted span during a day in case it's sort of a 10-hour video. But I will try, and I hear the requests. Also, over on the fan Discord server, there was I was alerted to the fact that there is a StarCraft II mod that has come out called Memes of Liberty. And I do love the idea of having a go at that. So what I might do is I might record myself having a go at Memes of Liberty and put those videos over on Patreon for us, assuming it turns out to be as good as people say it is. If it isn't, you'll never see the videos. Or if my performance in those videos is terrible. But yeah, so there might be some bonus Patreon content to do with StarCraft II in the coming days and weeks. What else? Oh, I've got a poem I wanted to read you today. Maybe I'll do the birthdays first, though. Let's do the birthdays first, and then I'll do poetry reading. Anna, it's your birthday today, and I know this because your mum and dad wrote to us. I have a feeling you're at one of the Ivy League. I think one of the Ivy League universities in the US. Oh, hang on. I'm getting my window's open. My piece of paper is getting blown around. I want to say Yale. I think Anna's at Yale. I'm not so totally sure about that, but happy birthday, Anna, if you are at Yale. Your mum and dad described you as beautiful, loving and smart, and apparently you really like the channel and nail polish, and they are blessed to have you as their daughter, which is rather a nice message. Anna, I hope you have a great day today with, of course, a large slice of heavily iced chocolate cake. Next, Diana. Diana, you turned 24 today, and I know this because your older sister Veronica wrote to us to say that the two of you live in different countries now, but she's hoping that this message will reach you and bring a smile to your face. I have to say, I found Veronica's email very moving. The two of you have been watching for years, and somewhat heartbreakingly, apparently this is the channel that Veronica turns to at night to quieten her thoughts after air raid alerts or explosions go off, because Veronica is in Kyiv in Ukraine. Take great care of yourself, Veronica. we wish you peace as soon as possible. And, well, thank you for your message. It means a lot. Clara over in Sweden. I think you're in Sweden anyway. I know your mum's in Sweden. Your mum Annalie wrote to us. Clara, you've turned 24 and apparently you watch daily, so thank you for doing that, and I hope you have an absolutely great birthday today. Look, it sounds like Maverick has taken off to celebrate your birthday. And then we'll go over to California from Sweden, to Petaluma. Am I saying that correctly? I might not be. But Ned, it's your birthday today, and I know this because your nephew Andrew wrote to us and described you as one of the most interesting people he knows and someone he aspires to be more like. And he thinks that, I'm not sure if you watch the channel, Ned, or Andrew thinks you should. But anyway, what a lovely message to get on your birthday, Ned. Many, many happy returns. And then finally, Tony. Tony, it's your birthday, and I know this because your mum Janet wrote to us and said, rather thrillingly, that you are definitely having chocolate cake today. And the two of you, you both watch and you both solve. Although Janet rather magnanimously admitted that Tony is the better solver. Anyway, Tony, enjoy the chocolate cake. I am jealous, and many, many happy returns. So that's the birthdays. I was going to read a bit of poetry that I found poignant. Glum Hippo often writes to me about poetry, and sent me a Brian Bilston poem yesterday, which I did enjoy, Glum Hippo. But I'm going to take yours, and I'm going to trump it with another Brian Bilston poem that just popped up on my Facebook yesterday. Brian Bilston is one of these modern poets who is so original and just a brilliant and poignant writer of verse. So I hope you'll forgive me if I spend a couple of moments reading you the poem Queuing for an Ice Cream by Brian Bilston. Although he didn't smoke, Grandad never went anywhere without the old tobacco tin in his pocket. One day, me and my brother asked him what he kept in it. Some sand, Grandad said. Why do you keep some sand in a tobacco tin? We asked. Where else would I keep it? He said. But why keep sand at all? We asked. It's special sand, Grandad said. It comes all the way from France. We peered into his tin and stared for a while. French sand didn't look very special. It looked like ordinary sand to us. Why is it so special? We asked. Each grain represents an old friend of mine, he said. Grandad must have had a lot of friends, we thought. Did you go to the beach with them when you were a boy? We asked. Yes, something like that, Grandad said, snapping the lid shut, asking the man for 3.99s, 2 with red sauce. Glum Hippo, I hope you agree. It's good, isn't it? Now, what? Oh, yes, I will just mention. Oh, I mentioned Patreon a bit for extra content, but also we've got our competition running. Let's do a quick 500 solves yesterday. Let's see if it's gone up. 534, yes, it has. Fantastic. Really well done to all of you. This is the competition running at the moment, themed on April Fools. It's a Sudoku hunt with 10 puzzles, and you can win Emily Williams' handmade cushion cover at the back end. 20th is the deadline. Do have a go. And well done to all those of you who've managed to get through the whole thing. And now, let's turn our attention to doing some solving. And I will have a look at Windoku by Shintaro, Fushida-Hardy and Michael Lefkowitz. The rules are as follows. In each of the 4 stacked grids, normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. A 4x4 means literally the digits 1 to 4 in every row, every column, and every little 2x2 area. The value of a cell with a window Okay, so that these are... Oh, I see, that's why it's called Windoku, right. The value of a cell with a window is the sum of its digit and the digit in the cell from a different grid that can be seen through the window. Do you remember? This won't mean anything to anybody who wasn't in the UK, but when I was a boy, there was a TV show called Play School, and at the end of the show, you used to look through the window. For some reason, that's just popped into my brain. Each value in a circle. Oh, hang on. The value of a cell with a window is the sum of the digits. Each value in a circle is the sum of the values on the attached arrow. Oh, okay, so it's explaining arrow Sudoku rules. So for arrow Sudoku, that one plus that one is equal to that one. But that's obviously going to be complicated, like here, for example, because that cell is the sum of the digit in the white grid plus the digit in the green grid, as is that one, I think. Adjacent values along a green line differ by at least 5. Hang on, let me just check. That's the end of the rules. So those two... Oh, see, no, hang on, that's confusing as well, because this is looking through to the blue grid. Let's use that cell. So if that's a 1, this has to be it has to have a value in a 4x4 Sudoku that is at least equal to 6 in order to be 5 different from 1. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I'm tempted to start there because that just felt ludicrous when I said it. I'm not actually sure. I might be meant to start with the lowest grid, which is the red grid. Yeah, although you don't really know in fact, you don't know anything about the red grid. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe you start with the top grid, because that red grid has got almost nothing in it, in the sense that obviously this cell has to be at least 2, but it could be 2 if both of those were 1s, couldn't it? And other than that, you know nothing about this grid. So this grid's useless. Okay, let me just have a quick think about that. Otherwise, I am going back up there. So this is this normally couldn't exist. It's a 1-cell arrow. So we're saying that has the same value as this, but obviously, this value of this cell, the value of that arrow tip is the value of that cell plus the value of that cell. Yeah, this isn't useful either, because those two could sum to just about anything. I mean, if they were 4 and 3, and they were 3 and 4, they would both value 7. If these were 1 and 2, and they were 2 and 1, they would value 3. I'm going to go and think about this, because I think... Well, let's just talk a bit about German Whispers lines very quickly. We don't even have to mention the digit 5 here, because you can't put 5 in a 4x4 Sudoku. But, okay, this digit is undeniably 1, 2, 3 or 4. I'm sorry if that's fatuous, and it is a bit, but it is one of those digits. Now, therefore, the value of this cell is at least equal to 6, isn't it? Because if this is a 1, we've got to add at least 5 to it. We can't deduct 5 from 1. -4 is not possible in this puzzle. So this cell, which is the sum of itself and that cell. Oh, that's okay. I was wondering about the blue line. That's the arrow, isn't it? That we're seeing the arrow through the window. Oh, that's really clever. I don't know how they made the graphics for this work. Okay, but hang on. This is at least 6. So neither of these cells can be a 1, because 1, 4 would only add up to 5. So I can get a digit on this. I hadn't even looked at this. But those two digits add up to that cell. I mean, that's totally, again, a completely fatuous thing to say, but it's true. Now, imagine that neither of those digits was a 1. They would be 2 and 3, and this would be a 5, which it can't be, because it can only be a 4. So there is a 1 in one of those two squares, and it must be here. Because it can't be here, because this needs to, this and this add up to at least 6. So this is a 3 or a 4, and this is a 2 or a 3, and it's being added to this. So this is 2, 3 or 4. No, it's not 2, is it? 2 plus 3 is only 5. So this is 3 or 4. And then this, okay, this one then has to be low again, in the sense that the value of this cell is either 7, no, it's either 6 or 7. It can't be 8, because that can't be 4. Yeah, so this is 6 or 7. So this has to have a value that's 5 less than that, because it can't have a value that's greater, 5 greater than 6, for example. You can't make 11 from this cell unless you could go through again to the red one. And I don't think I can see the red grid from here. Although that is a thought, isn't it? I don't think you can. There's no red. You could have like double windows, but I don't think you do. I think that cell is 5 lower than a maximum of 7. Yeah, okay. Right. So this cell cannot be greater than 2. Because if it was 3, say this one plus this one added up to 3, that should have a value of 8, which would require double 4, which is impossible. So this has to be double 1. Oops. So now I can put 1. I get a 1 in I get 1 in there, I think. Right. Okay, but what's that one? So the value of these is 2. So the value of this one is at least, well, those 2 is adding up to at least 7 again. So they have to be 3s and 4s again, don't they? But they could be double 4, adding to 8. Okay. So is that useful? Is the next question. I don't know is the answer. Oh, but hang on. If this... Sorry. Yeah. This is putting more pressure on this cell again, because that one didn't really put pressure on this one. It did a bit, but that because it's not in a window could have been a 1. But this has a value of 2. So that has to have a value of at least 7. So those two have to add up to 7 at least. So this has to be 4. This has to be 3. By mathematics, this is now 4. This is a 2 by Sudoku. That's a 3 by Sudoku. And suddenly we've got a little bit of traction. This is a 2 by Sudoku. Now what does that mean? I don't know. Do we pencil mark? That's 2 or 4. That's 2 or 4. That's 2 or 4. These are 2, 3 or 4. And this is 1 looking through here at this grid. Okay, this can't be a 1, can it? Because then the value of these two would be 2. And I couldn't create a value of 2 into those squares. So that's, I mean, it's a terrible, I'm not even prepared to pencil mark it. But that cell is 2, 3 or 4. And this digit is a 1 or a 2, I think. Because this has the value of 7. So this can't be 3, because 3 and 7 are only 4 apart. Oh dear, okay. So I might have to explore, well, I mean, at some point I'm going to have to look at this grid. Let me just think about this for a second. Is this in any way obvious? Both of those digits are not 1s and 4s, so these are 2s and 3s, and they are both being added on this arrow. So this circle is a maximum of 7, isn't it? Because if that's a 3 and this is a 4, we get 7. But okay, so there is 1 degree of freedom in the sense that if this is maxed out at 7, what's the minimum value of those 2 cells? Each cell is adding 2 digits, if you like. It's adding those 2, but also these 2 digits from this other box over here. So if this was a 1-2 pair and this was a 1-2 pair, it would add up to 6. So it can't add up. Ah, I've got it. I've got it, actually. Right. Yeah, so these 4 cells cannot add up to more than 7. Now, imagine any one of these diagonals, this diagonal or this diagonal. Let me choose a better colour. Imagine they didn't have a 1 on them. So let's imagine that's a 2-3 pair. That would be 5, wouldn't it? Well, these can't be double 1, so they would add up to at least 3, and that would make 8, which I cannot get to in this circle anymore, because this is not able to be 4. So there is a 1 on this diagonal, and there is a 1 on the purple diagonal, and that 1 goes there, which makes that a 2. And that a 4, and that a 3, and that a 2. That's going to put more pressure on this. That's a 1. This is a 1. This is a 3. Oh, this is done. Sorry, I think the thing about a 4x4 is that once you get started with them, you can do them. Now, yeah, this is good, because this is going to filter down to my blue grid, because that cell is contributing to the value of this one in order to be 5 different from the value of this cell here, which has a value of 2. So this has to have a value of at least 7, and that's going to sort this out. So that's 4, that's 3, that's a 4 in the corner, 2, 3. Oh, I haven't been checking for 3s in corners. I didn't get one. Oh, I got that one. I forgot to sing for it. That's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Okay, but now these 2 cells have to have a difference of 3, don't they? So they have to be 1 and 4. That's the only way. They have to be 1 and 4 in the other direction. Ah, okay. So this digit is a 1 because this circle is the sum of 2 digits, so it can't be 1. I've got a very horrible feeling this is not going to... I see, that's got to be a 4. Otherwise this gets too big. Oh, yeah. Look, that's really clever. This one arrow does it. This can't be a 1. So it's at least 2. So the minimum sum of this arrow is 3. And that's the maximum value of this. So it's 3, 2, 2, 1, oopsie, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3. That one's done. Okay, so all we've got to do now is figure out this one. Where? Oh, yes, yeah, I noticed this. That's a 2. So the maximum value of this now, if this is a 4, is 6. And we know it can't be less than 6 because in fact, we have to add 1s and 2s on the diagonal now. And presumably it's in some way this is now resolved, is it? Yes, it is actually. This little short arrow is very good because that cell is sucking in that digit, which is at least 3, and this one isn't looking through a window. So we're going to have to put a 1 here and make that 4, and now this works, and that fixes this, and that gives me 4, 3, 3, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, it's fine. 3, 2. I was worried it wouldn't solve, but it does. Ah, there you go. I think that's right. What a beautiful puzzle that is. Weird is what I would, the best way of describing it. Absolutely weird, but it is very approachable, is it right? Yes. Yes, it's a brand new puzzle look. Very, very clever. Just, well, incredibly original, from two of the most original minds in Sudoku. So when you combine the two of them together, you get mayhem and madness, but in the best possible way. What an original idea. Beautiful execution. Loved it very much. That could get seriously complicated. Don't get any ideas. Anyway, let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.